K-pop Demon Hunters should have been insane. A Korean action movie animated in this kind of style that looks absolutely gorgeous. K-pop idols, which are all the hype right now, fighting demons. It should have been one of the best films of the year with this neon soak backdrop. All the songs that they did in here and all this great action that they could have potentially put together on screen. But unfortunately, I feel like this movie is all hype and no bite. Because for me, to enjoy a musical, because I don't enjoy a lot of musicals, but the ones I do, I feel like the music has to be really, really character driven, and it has to push the narrative forward and not just feel like it's running in place. And I feel like a lot of the songs here lack some emotional depth, even though I'm not expecting Shakespeare or like super well written songs. I just expect something that has some catchy beats and make me get emotionally invested in who's singing them. And unfortunately, K-pop Demon Hunters, most of the songs just did not do that. I'm not saying that they were awful. I didn't think they were awful at all, but they felt forgettable. I thought I was going to be like, yo, I got to put this song on my playlist and listen to it a bunch. Like a lot of people are right now, because this movie is super popular and the soundtrack is breaking records. Because the production itself is very, very polished. Just what you expect from a K-pop inspired soundtrack. But for me, the lyrics lacked punch and the melodies didn't really catch. I didn't have them stuck in my head over and over and over after I watched the movie. It felt like flashy stage numbers without any of the emotional replay value. But there is an exception. There is an exception. Rumi and Jinu's rooftop duets got me in the feels. These songs absolutely carried emotional weight. It did all the things that I wanted all the other songs to do. It pushed the narrative forward. It got me emotionally invested in both the characters, and I actually kind of remember and like the songs overall. And the characters' performances in these moments felt like they had so much depth. There was some solemn aspects to it that really brought a lot of characterization to what they were going through. I got really invested not only in their romance, but their individual struggles as people. Up until this point, I wasn't super invested in the story or what the characters were going through, but their chemistry and the performance between the actors and the way the animation was really was the heart of the film. I mean, when it comes to characters, Rumi and Jinu are it when it comes to this movie in terms of like their characterizations. I really was invested in Rumi's journey of accepting her half demon side of her and trying to figure out how to keep that at bay or let it come out so she could show her true self. And I really liked how detailed the Junu's kind of redemption arc was throughout the film, despite the terrible things that he did in his past. And part of that is big chunks of this movie, but the movie really focuses on the band coming up with a new song and going on tour and like going against the Pop Boys and then that kind of rivalry there. And that would have been really, really fun if the side characters were able to get fleshed out and have something to do outside of just being one note. Mira and Zoe with Rumi are really, really fun characters. I think their chemistry and the way they bounce off each other, I really wish we would have got to see them more together throughout the film, kind of taking down demons and kind of dealing with their own struggles together versus them being put to the side for the love story. I think that it should have been either or, not both in the same film. Because they're not given much at all and their characterizations are not really progressed that much, there's a lot of telling and not showing, it makes part of the plot feel very, very repetitive. Because everybody had, on the surface level, the K-pop idol vibes, but in real life, K-pop idols have very, very stressful lives. There's certain regimen and routines that they have to go through. Plus, these K-pop idols are also demon hunters. I think if you would have combined that and just focused on this trio, this could have been a really great story that represented what K-pop people in real life go through, while making it a little bit more digestible for us over here that really have no idea. Obviously, you want to keep that balance. You don't want to go too dark or too much depth. You still want to have a lot of fun for the kiddos because this is, geared towards kiddos. I feel like everything felt way too easy. And here's where I saw so much wasted potential. When it comes to Rumi's parents, they bring up a lot. And I feel like if we would explore that a little bit, since she was such the focus of the film, it would add a lot more depth to her character and figuring out, okay, how did her human mother get with a demon father? And what was the fallout of that? the lore of these demons trapped in the shame of hell, and how this overlord was controlling them, and how there was a way to kind of get them redemption. I really wish that was explored a little bit more, especially within the third act. Or even the mysterious cat and crow, which I absolutely love the design of the cat. I feel like it came straight out of a Studio Ghibli film, and it looked amazing. I kind of want that plushie, but the characters felt unbothered by the curse that was supposed to keep demons down there. So are they special? I wish we got to learn more about that, instead of them being kind of like background dressing to sell toys, to really add something to the characters in the movie. And I get it, this movie is not really geared towards me. This movie is made for teenagers who love K-pop. They love the choreography, they love the clothing, they love the style and the energy and the songs that come from there. And I'm not a huge K-pop fan at all, honestly. I don't really like the genre. So the musical part of it didn't attach to me. And the way it's written like probably 20 years younger than I actually am. I'm a millennial. Even if you take the K-pop side out of it and the singing out of it, I just think story-wise, the film wasn't bad. I just felt like it was a bit lackluster. I think I come to expect more from films that come from Korea or China or Japan, because there's been so many great ones that are flashy and fun and have these memorable, awesome characters, whether they're side characters or the main character, while still having some depth to the story that really grabs you emotionally and keeps you interested throughout. One thing I gotta give the film though is visually, it's spectacular. From the character animations to the way the characters express themselves and feel so realistic, the neon backdrop and the clothing and all the aesthetic stuff of the animation is absolutely gorgeous, and it really held my attention throughout the film. And while the character movements were even slick, I don't think the action held up to how great the animation was. There was a lot of action sequences that felt like they had to happen because they felt like they needed to inject some excitement in the movie, and not that it was well thought out and really supposed to be engaging, unfortunately. And the biggest letdown I thought was the third act fight sequence, so I thought it was going to be this big bombastic thing, and it kind of was, but it felt kind of short and predictable and not as insane and bombastic as I thought the film could have went. So yeah, the film feels like a Netflix film. It doesn't go too high and where it feels like this is a movie that could have been put in theaters and feel theatrical, even though it's being put in theaters and being successful. But this is more because people want to sing along with the song, is not because it has this theatrical feel. But the way the hype was, I thought Netflix got a film kind of like Extraction 2, where that movie should have been in theaters. Another film that I felt like should have been in theaters and for you to watch. But this one felt like, this is something that I'm okay with watching at home. It's kind of low tier in terms of action sequences and story wise, and while I really liked a lot of the characters, I just wanted more from the world and the side characters that were in it as well. A lot of style, no substance, a lot of hype, but no bite. So with that said, I'm going to give K-pop Demon Hunters a C. What do you think of K-pop Demon Hunters? Let me know in the comments down below. And the question of the day is, what is your favorite animated film from this decade so far, the 2020 decade? Let me know down below what your answer is, and you can watch more of my content right now.